Hello, family. Good day to you. It's nice having you around. My name is Oluwase Fadari. As part of our 2023 year review, I want to do a test run of the Bofad strategy report and the template to give an insight of how the information derived from the data will be used to predict the market as quickly as possible. So firstly, so let me share my screen. So I'll be using the December report to explain the concept and the information. Okay. So this is December report. Beginning of the month, we have these positions, this information at the beginning of the month. So I always say we have these datas inputted at the beginning of the month. These datas are then ranked from the lowest to the highest. So you can see 3.8, 3.9, 4.5, 0.28, 0.028, 0.037, 0.05. So they are ranked from lowest to the highest. And this is where the first day or the first price positions is being inputted. So this is just for one day. So our first trading day can be the first, can be the second, can be the 27th of the previous month, whatever day we are using at the beginning. This will be the data of the highest price and lowest price for the day. And then at the end of the week, this will be the high and the lowest at the end of the week. Okay. And then afterwards, we'll be inputting the weekly updates continuously in these columns. While this will always be the final report at the beginning, at the end of the period. So if we are in week 1 or in day 1, for example, we input day 1 data here. If we are in week 1, we input week 1 here. If we are in week 2, after inputting this, we input the week 2 here. So what it means is that any period that is last, the data must always be the same as the one here. So using this data, this now helps to give an insight into how much we have been able to achieve our targets. Okay, so the target that we set at the beginning of the month, this is a kind of ratio that will help us to inform us about how much we've been able to move in achieving that target that we set at the beginning of the period. Okay, so that is the purpose of this. So you can see the ranges, the percentage. So the target is in percentage, as you can see on the screen. So it's in percentage. So it tells us the level of our achievement, how much we've been able to achieve the targets that we set at the beginning of the period. So some may not move much, some may move much. So it doesn't matter, but it will never remain the same from the first day or the first week. So it must surely grow. So whether it grows upwards or it grows downwards. Okay. So that is the information. Then what are the other things that we now need? Information that also gives a better insight about the market. Now, if you look at this column as well, so if you look at this column as well, you will see that we have a decision. So at column W, X, Y. So you see that we have a decision in column W and X, and we have a price in column Y. Okay. For 23 downwards, row 23. Okay. So now what this does is that it gives us an insight into the decision that will have been profitable for us. So like you can see, ADJPI has no action, So what that means is that the price had actually been achieved at the beginning of the period. So by the time we're taking the data, that is very rare, but it's because of the timing. Okay, so don't worry about that. This case is very rare. Again, look at AUD USD. You can see that is a buy and no action. So this means this market is a buy for the month. Euro AUD is a sell for the month. Euro GBP is a buy. Euro USD is a buy. FTS is a buy. GBP USD is a buy. Gold is a sell. Nasdaq is a buy. New Zealand USD is a buy and sell. So this is some of the rare positions that we made. This buy and sell and the no action, no action. So these two categories are the rare positions that we made. But even despite the fact of the rare, the market must surely get to one side before moving to the other side. So the ability to identify the first side, whether it's a buy or the sell, then we'll now be able to take actions towards the other side. So if the buy comes first, then we'll be able to take actions and bids towards the sell. And if the sell comes first, we'll be able to take positions towards the buy. So that's how this works, okay? So on daily basis, we identify the move and then we follow the trace of the move continually for the rest of the month. So also, if you look at the average to current, the price here, and also the price here, the average one. So it gives us an idea of the move of the market. So for example, from the average one, we have AUDJPY, we have 95.85. So if the average 2 is 96, that means the market is a buy. If the average move is 95.3, then that means the market trend is a sell, okay? So, but you can see, like I said, the two prices are the same. So it shows that the market did not change from the time it took the decision, okay? But let's look at AUD USD. We have 0.661 here. So for it to be a buy, it has to be maybe 0.662 or 0.664. And for it to be a sell, it has to be 0.659 or 0.658. So let's see what information the market is giving us. You can see the market is giving us 0.6675. So 0.6675 is above 0.661. So which means the market is a buy. Okay. So that's how we know the buy market. Look at the next one. The current one is 1.6335. Initially, we had 1.6395. So this shows that the market is a sell because our new price is lower than the initial starting price. And just like we say, you can say the market is a sell. This one is 0.862. Let's see the beginning price. You can see the beginning price here, 0.859. So which means it's a buy. Okay. So this is part of how we will be able to know the direction of the market. And using this information, we'll be able to now take the correct action towards the direction. Okay. Now, another condition that we've created is this. I call it the 1x plus. Okay. Now, this is the current gap, which is the difference between the highest price and the lowest price. This day 1x plus is our risk that we want to incur. So this information is obtained from the first day that we input our report. So what does this mean? This means that this is the maximum risk that I want to incur for that product in that month. So if the difference between the highest and lowest is up to this risk, then we should be able to take a bid to recover the losses from that point on. So for example, if the lowest price, as you can see, UDJPY is 0.9. So if the lowest price is 100, for example, that means once the high price gets to 100.9, then I should consider buying from that point on. If the highest price is 100, then that means if the market gets to 100 minus 0.9, which is 99.1, then I should start thinking of selling. Okay, so that is what that means. So if I consider that, then out of this 4.5 current gap that the market has achieved, I should have been able to recover 3.9, 3.6 from it. So the maximum risk would have been 0.9. So which is 4.5 minus 0.9, which is 3.6. So I should have been able to take a trade right from 3.6, okay, and be able to recover the 3.6 from my positions. So for example, look at FTSE. Our risk is 79.5 and the current gap is 345. So that means the maximum loss I should incur is 79, let's say 80. So if the lowest price is 7,000, for example, then that means by 7,070, I should be taking a buy, or by from 6,930, I should be taking a sell if 7,000 remains the highest. Okay, so that is what this is entailed. So with that information, then that means I would have been able to recover about 280, about 260 from this, out of this 345 low position. Okay, so same thing with GBP you can see my risk is 2.55, the current price is 9.6, so averagely I should have been able to recover 7 out of this. Gold as well, you can see my risk is 20 and the current position is 171, so I should have been able to recover almost 150. Look at Nasdaq, the risk is 135 and the current position is 1002, so I should have been able to recover more than 1,000 from it. So that is the condition of this. Look at crude oil, the risk is 2.7. I should be able to have recovered almost 7 plus from it, more than 7.5 from the direction. So that is what this does. So the ability to quickly identify the risk, and then the market uses that position to identify when to buy and when to sell, and then it moves from there upwards until it achieves for the rest of the month. So that is the plan, and that is the purpose of this. So this as well, we've been able to turn this. This is the monthly one, which is the short term. We've also been able to create the long term for this as well. Okay, so the long term also will be able to, just the same way we've done that, we'll be able to see here. Let me see if we can get the long term. Sorry, let me find out the long term. Yeah, so for our buffer strategies, this is the yearly template which we've also been able to develop according to the monthly template. Okay, so but however, this one, the datas, the updates are now on monthly basis, unlike the weekly that we've done in the first instance. So this is now on the monthly basis, and here involves our summary at every end of every update. Okay, so if our update is at month 2, then this will be updated at month 2. If it is month 3, month 4, month 5, so on, and it goes on like that until the final month. Can you see? So until the final month. Now, if you look at the final decisions so far, as you can see here, some of them, like you can see AUD buy and sell, AUD USD sell, Euro UD buy, so, and just like I explained earlier, for those of them with, as you can see here, you can't see any no action because the market has to move for the year. Okay, so the worst we can say is both sides having information, so which is a buy and sell. So, but one of the things we need to consider in this position is that whether, for those that have buy and sell, one side must have come first. Okay, so the ability to identify the first side that came first will help us to have taken a better action for the year. So look at this ADJPY, we have buy and sell. Let's look at our first report. So you can see, look at our first report for ADJPY, it was a sell. Okay, now according to this report, what does this mean? This means that, look, the market is a sell now, but we have an average price at 89.55. Let's look at our first average price. You can see 91.65. So now the market has moved from 91.65 and came down to 89.55. So what this now is telling us is that, look, if the market decides to move above 89.55 upwards, then the market is no more selling, it's going to be buying. So our risk at this point will now be between 89.55 and the sell. Okay, so 89.55 and the lowest price, which is 86. So at 86, if the market continues selling, we sell continuously downwards. But if the market decides to reverse back upwards at 89.55, then we start buying upwards for the rest of the year. Okay, so just like you can see, this is let's look at AUD USD that didn't change. The current is 0.6815. Let's look at the starting point. You can see the starting point is 0.6915. So for this one as well, 0.6915, if the market goes above, the market at this point is 0.647. So if the market goes above 0.6915, 0.6815 to 0.6915, then it's going to be a buy. But as far as the market is still below that point, then the market is in a sell range. So like you can see here, look at this point, we have 0.6815. So let's see if we have any high for the next period at 0.6815. So it's 0.69, 0.69, 0.674. You can see, so even though it went to 0.69, but it never moved higher much. Can you see? And then it came to 0.647 and still came lower. So we have more potential. And at that point, what was our lowest at the beginning was, you can see, 0.647. And now the lowest is now 0.636. So even if you are selling downwards, you would have sold more from 0.647 to 0.636. Okay, so that will be the idea. So this will help us to quickly identify the market prices as quickly as possible, and then to get the information of the direction. Okay, and just like I showed earlier on our risk, like this is our risk, the 1x, you say. So we said, okay, the risk, this is the risk that I want to incur for the period, and this is the actual performance so far. So what that means is that any difference between the current performance and the risk should have actually given us a profit on the long run. Okay, so for example, look at the UDJPY. Our current gap is 11.6, our risk is 6.5. So anything above 6.5 to 11 should have been a profit for us. For AUD USD, our risk is 0.05, our current gap is 0.08. So between 0.05 and 0.08 should have given us a profit. For Euro AUD, our risk is 0.06, our gap is 0.18. So anything between 0.06 to 0.18 should have been a profit for us. For Euro GBP, our risk is 0.02, our current gap is 0.05. So anything above 0.02 to 0.05 should have been a profit for us. For Euro JPY, our risk is 6.7, our current gap is 22.4. So anything above 6 or above 7 to 22 should have been a profit for us. So that is the concept of this, okay? So our ability to quickly identify these positions will help us to be able to take actions accurately and correctly, and also help us to monitor the market effectively, okay? So we'll be able to know the direction of the market, whether the market is buying or whether the market is selling, okay? So as we get those information, then it's going to be helping us on the long term to be able to obtain information that will help us in taking our actions as quickly as possible, and then also to be able to plan for the market in advance. So this is our Bofad strategy review of 2023, and it's been able to help us, so like so like I said earlier, for the yearly on, so let's just make a comparison, okay, of our first 5 weeks, okay, based on this information, because this information is as at month 5, which is as at May, okay? So let's look at our updates as at May, okay? Let's look at our update as at May and the average, okay? And then let's take it down and go and paste it somewhere. So let's paste it here to see, okay? So we want to check the average at that point in time. Good. So let's now go and take the final update at the end of the year, which we currently have now. And then we'll now use that to now compare this to see how the average two current prices have changed, whether it has gone up or it has come down, especially for most of them that have most of them that have especially for most of them that have buy and sell at the end of the period in both sides. Okay, so we'll be able to see, and it will also give us more idea and more information about what actually happened. So first, you can say UDJPY initially it was a sell, but it changed to buy and sell. But the new average two current has moved from 89.55 to 92. So which means the market has moved upwards. Okay. And then let's also copy the highest price and the lowest price so that we'll be able to see how the market had moved from that range to the extreme. So we'll be able to see the extreme price for that move. Okay. So yeah, so you can see for AUDJPY, the market changed to a buy and it went as high as 98.1. So which means from the sell, it changed direction to 89.55 and went up to 92 and finally got to 98.1. Okay. And same thing, AUD USD, you can say it was a sell all through. So the sell came from 0.6815 to 0.672 to 0.628. Can you see? So for this, the market went up. Okay. So for Euro AUD, it was a buy, and the market went from 1.601 to 1.616 to 1.707. Can you see that? So it was a buy all through. Euro GBP, it was a sell all through from 0.878 to 0.873 to 0.848. Can you see? For Euro JPY, it was a buy sell, buy sell. But let's look at the movement. So you can see the market moved from 144.5 to 149 to 162. So you can see that this market is a buy. So which means the buy is the final direction of the market. For Euro USD as well, look at 1.079, 1.086, and 1.128. So that also went to a buy upwards. And if the market is reversing back as well to follow the same trend. For FTSC, you can see it was a sell from 7675 to 7630 to 7210. Okay. For GBP it was a buy sell, but let's look at the average from 164 to 171 to 187. And you see that. So let's just use this, complete this. So GBP USD buy sell 1.224, 1.24. So it was a high upwards. Gold buy from 1942 to 1976 to 2146. Perfect. Nasdaq buy sell, but 12,610 to 13,685 to 16. You can see for New Zealand USD is sell 626,615.577. For crude oil buy and sell, but what happened? 73.85 to 79 to 94. S&P buy sell, S&P buy sell, but 4010 to 4262 to 4745. Silver buy sell 23.05 to 23.05. So this one, the market can go either way at the end of the month of the year. Okay, so either the market goes upwards or downwards because the trend has been stable. Okay, so let's leave that. USD CHF buy sell 0.913, 0.899 to point. So that's a low movement. For USD JPY buy sell 134.1 to 139 to 151.8. And finally DAX buy sell 15,072 to 15,407 to 17,005. Nice one. So you can see that this information had really helped us to identify the trend of the market. And using this trend, we are able to follow the market until the market got to the most extreme point. So, and also, let's also see what we have colored here. Let's look at it from the information that we have. So how do we get this? I'm going to copy the highest and lowest of this position, okay? And now we will now be able to compare with this to see if it was in line or not, okay? So let's go and look at it. So remember, we copied this decision at this point. So at this point that we copied the decision, this is the highest and the lowest point at that point, okay? So let me copy it again and let's take it back downwards and go and compare with what we have, okay? So this is what we have at the end. So I'm going to copy that as well here, and then we'll now be able to compare with what we have and see if those information that we had is correct or wrong. Okay, so let's do another check to be able to see how confident our projections, our predictions have been. So you can see AUD JPY, we said it went up to 98.1, and at that time you can see at this point we have our high as 93.1. So from 93.1 to 98.5 would have been a profit for us. Meanwhile, you can see that the 86 did not change. Okay, look at the next one, AUD USD 0.628. So at that time it was at 0.647. So the market has moved from 0.647 to 0.628. So you can see that the high never changed. For the next one again, you can see the market moved from 1.677 to 1.707. For the next one, the market moved from 0.858 to 0.848. For the next one, the market moved from 151.7 to 162. The market moved from 1.11 to 1.28. The market moved from 7,300 to 7,210. The market moved from 174.3 to 187.6. The market moved from 1.268 to 1.315. The market moved from 2078 to 2146. The market moved from 14,545 to 16,695. The market moved downward from 0.598 to 0.577. The market moved upwards from 83.4 to 94. The market moved upward from 42.4 to 47.45. The market moved, for this, you can see we said no action because the market did not move again. So you can see that for USD CHF, the market moved from 0.882 to 0.855. For USD JPY, the market moved from 141 to 151.8. And then for DAX, the market moved from 16,335 to 17,005. So you can see that this has been a trend, and this information has been used to help us to project and predict the market accurately in the course of the year. So this is part of the things that we are going to make use of in this year, 2024, in the coming year, 2024, and hopefully by God's grace, these decisions will be able to help us to follow the trend of the market and give us the best results that we want, and also give us assurance as the market is moving. Thank you very much. So I believe with this key points, with this explanation, it will be able to help us to understand how the Bofad strategy template works and operates, and how it's going to help us to project the decisions, the direction of the market, and to help us to know whether the market is buying or the market is selling. So with this information, you should now be able to help us to take accurate and correct trades for the rest of the period, and also to be able to identify those key points that we need to take our actions quickly. I remain yours and only Oluwaseyi Fadari. You can reach me on fadinvest@yahoo.ie, fadinvest@yahoo.ie. Thank you very much, and wish you a successful 2024 and the new year in advance. Cheers. Today is 27th of December 2023. So this is just to help us, to give us an insight into what has happened in 2023. So we can be able to use this information to improve our performance in the year 2024. Thank you very much. Cheers. You can reach me on fadinvest@yahoo.ie, FADINVEST@yahoo.ie, or you can check us out on Fad Invest Traders on YouTube. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.